She kissed her husband sweetly a second ago. The next second, she immediately picked up her gun. When her husband fell to the ground, she called the police at once. Then she took a lot of sleeping pills and lied quietly on the bed. But what surprised her the most was that the expected police didn't arrive at the scene. She wanted to make a phone call to ask about it, but there was a sudden noise in the garage. She thought her husband was still alive, so she went to check it out. Unexpectedly, there were two thieves. She scolded them at once and wanted to drive them away. But suddenly she aimed at her husband's luxury car. What came to her mind immediately? She changed her attitude and invited the two thieves to her house. She also had a good time with them. When they were drunk, the woman took the opportunity to let the young man help her get the cigarette in the car. The young man was reluctant, but he still took it. But he didn't expect that there was no cigarette in the car, there was only a pistol. Out of curiosity, the young man took the gun in his hand and suggested to leave a fingerprint. The woman appeared in time and said that the cigarette had been found. She asked the young man to put the gun back quickly. In the process, she also looked at the young man in a vague way. After the young man received the signal, he lied to his girlfriend that it was getting late. He wanted to stay overnight again. His girlfriend didn't want to block him, so she agreed quickly. It was late at night. The woman slowly got up and picked up the only key in the house. She walked into the house and threw it into the river. Then she walked out of the young man's window. After communicating with her eyes, the two of them met in the corridor. After a pleasant night, the woman got up early the next day and put a banknote in the young man's clothes. She picked up the young man's belt and went to the living room to clean up the traces of the three people's party last night. Then she put on a suit and went to the mirror to catch herself on purpose. Everything was ready. The woman called the police again. But when the young man got up, he accidentally found the note in his pocket. He immediately thought about why a rich man would be so nice to him. He realized something was wrong. He wanted to ask the woman clearly, but he found the door locked. Fortunately, the window next to him could be open. He immediately turned over and rushed to the living room at the fastest speed. As expected, he saw the woman calling the police. He angrily unplugged the power. When he wanted to question the woman, he saw the scratches on her body. The two of them suddenly realized what the woman was going to do to frame them. But no matter how the two of them forced the question, the woman always kept her mouth shut. Although the two people in front of them were thieves, they had never done anything to hurt people. They couldn't do anything to the woman for a while. They could only lock her in the house first. Then the two of them decided after discussion that no matter what the woman's purpose was, it was not safe to stay here for a long time anyway. They had to buy some supplies as soon as possible and then run far away. After making up their mind, the young man went out to buy some necessities. His girlfriend stayed to watch the woman. New line. But he didn't expect that the woman would suddenly attack in this matter. Because there was no defense, the girl was knocked down on the ground. The woman took this opportunity to rush out of the house in a hurry. It's a pity that the young man came back in this matter. In fact, he stopped the woman in order to prevent her from running away. The two of them tied her tightly to the chair and then planned to drive away. But suddenly the young man thought of their car. Because the thief was being wanted by the police at the moment, he saw the luxury car next to him. The young man decided to make a fool of himself and changed the license plate number of the two cars. But he accidentally opened the trunk. A pale corpse was lying inside. At this moment, the two of them understood everything.